That's dope. Got some new intro music and a video. Stepping up my YouTube game. How'd y'all like that? Is that cool? Is that cool? Y'all feeling that? Yeah, man. I'm trying to become a real YouTuber now. Trying to YouTube, up my game, make my graphics cool, look like a real individual. Y'all might not know, but I produced that song, which is the lead-in song for my podcast as well. Hope you guys are doing well. Today is Monday, February 1st. Can't believe it's not January again already. Another month gone by. Really, man, time is flying. And the market's kind of flying too. Every time I check my portfolio, the number's going up. That's what we want in life, right? First, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Scott Melker. People call me the Wolf of Wall Streets because I once made that as a joke name on my Twitter profile, and I got stuck with it. That's what happened. Pretty cool. This is sponsored by Femex, as you can see. They're going by on the thing that way. It's a mirror. Femex, you can check them out. They're actually doing an extra bonus for signing up with the link below, $200. They did that because last week I had a really awesome chat about GameStop and Robinhood with Sam Bankman-Fried, a whole crew of people. If you didn't check out that conversation and wants to know what's happening with GameStop and Robinhood, I suggest you go back to my last video on Friday. We talked for well over an hour. These guys really know what's happening. And, my feeling was I wanted to get some experts on the topic and have them school me on what was going on. And I figured I would just include you guys if I was going to have that conversation. Really, really, really amazing. Actually, I talked to Jim O'Shaughnessy today for my podcast. I mentioned it earlier, and we had another great conversation and touched on that. And he's like considered a Wall Street legend of the almost Warren Buffett level, written some of the most famous books about Wall Street and about investing. And even his take was, it's really bad on the little guy right now. And, that this only exposed it more. And that likely, I said, do you think we're going to see more regulation as a result? And he said, you might, but I guarantee that even if it's skinned that way, it's not going to look that great for the little guy. So once again, they'll probably, come up with some regulation that they say is to help protect the normal investor. And in the end, it will end up protecting the rich, the hedge funds, those in control. So I'm still a little bit miffed with the entire situation. I think, honestly, just really, really sad. But that's not what we're here for today. So what I want to do today is dig in and try to just look for some altcoin trades. This is something I do, a couple times a week, just sort of my regular exercise. And I figure might as well live stream it and share it with you guys. Someone says he's watching me from last week and I'm getting old. Yes, I am exactly 1 week older, but you're not any more funny than you were a week ago. So yeah, I got really old in the last week, but so I pulled up a couple that I was looking for, just happened to be looking at in the last 30 minutes, not saying they're great or otherwise. And then I will just start to dig in and see what we can find. So let me share my screen. This first is Bitcoin. Oh, let's just look at Bitcoin really quick because I happen to have it here. Make sure my screen is sharing correctly. It is sharing correctly. Although that looks weird. Shouldn't I be on that? Let me see this. Hold up. Don't know what's going on here. That's what I wanted. That's cool. Yeah. Oh, look at that. That's cool. All right. That's what I was looking for. Here we go. Bitcoin. So listen, I had been sharing this idea for a while that was kind of like this, right? In fact, before it happened, this was the idea that I was personally watching and did not come to fruition, right? I kept saying there's a lot of interest for people to buy in the 26, 27 region. So that it would make sense. We were only here. We didn't have a touchdown. Saw this. I said, hey, close enough, but maybe we'll drop down to here. That could still happen. But it really did become less of a channel and become a descending wedge, right? So let's draw that same top line like that. And like this, okay? So this should revisit the highs when it breaks out. But what happened instead was we had this move above. And listen, on the 4 hour, it's even uglier because it's not just a wick, right? It looked like a breakout get really excited, catch the retest here. You want to buy that and then go up, and it didn't. Nothing's for sure. Obviously, we're just coming up with ideas, drawing patterns, what might happen. So that failed. You know, I actually like it better on the 4-hour. Let's look at it there. Let me tighten that up. Right, it's a better idea here. So anyways, but what happened was interesting is that it ended up, because of that, this is the Elon Musk pump right here, right? What ended up happening as a result of that is now we have the perfect channel that I was kind of looking for in the first place, right? Up. Now, you would theoretically, doesn't really matter, but technically up, down, you would want up, almost, down, up. So you have 2 touches up and down alternating. But here we have perfect touches down, perfect touches up to make this a channel. And we have a perfect reaction off the EQ. That's the equilibrium dash line right there of this channel moving up, right? It's a good thing. So I don't really see anything bearish still on this chart, you know, but even if it breaks down and comes down here, 27, 26, 25, it should statistically head up. If we want to look at that on the daily, I mean, it depends on your bias where you would draw the flagpole. For me, I would pull it here. I think that we had this 20% retrace in, you know, a day and a half. So I would personally pull the flagpole there. So the high is at 42,000. So depending where it breaks out on a log chart, let's say it breaks out at, you know, 36, comes over here, breaks out. You're talking about $62,000 Bitcoin. Seems crazy, but it's not even a 2x. Conservatively, you could pull this to here, right? Call this the flagpole. Erase this. Ooh, I don't know what I just did. Somehow I got to a serious chart. Well, I don't know what just happened. Says Bitcoin. 1 second. All right. And pull that up here. And you still got a target that's, you know, 56,000. So the way to play Bitcoin, in my opinion, now is a break of the top of this channel, and that's basically it. All right, let's head over to the next one. Just look at the comments really quick. 44-year-old looking for approval from teenage YouTubers. Here's the comment so you guys can see it. Jeff H., you're kind of a douchebag. On to EGLD. Yeah, this looks pretty incredible, right? We had this sort of rounding thing. There was a cup. I was looking for a cup and handle and never really got the handle. Continued up on the break here. Really like it on the USD pair. If you've been trading with me or watching me, we were in here. This was the entry. We entered here, entered again here. I had entries here, an entry on the break here. And then this one has not happened. This is what I said. If it's kind of a runaway train here, it just broke out, look for a retest and a move up. Launching MyR, I believe it launched today. I haven't even had a minute to check it out. But this is pretty much the big moment for Elrond. You know, they're launching their huge product. There's a lot of hype and excitement around it. And I just think this will continue to be very bullish. But by any definition, this coin right now is in price discovery. So I think that this is full dip buying mode, if you ask my opinion. And that's what I would do. I would buy the dips. If you get this at $42 now, my God, load up. And if you don't get that, here's your next one that hasn't been retested. So maybe around $53, $9.99. Right? Coming back to the explanation. Yes, Jeff, you are famous now. Congratulations. Congratulations. I'm very happy for you. Do you use scanners to find your setups? Asked Anthony. I will show you what I do. I like the scanner on TradingView that finds oversold. Because it lets me just go quickly look for coins that are oversold and have divergences, but it doesn't work very well when an alts are running like this because nothing's oversold. And I'm looking for Bitcoin pairs, and almost nothing's oversold against Bitcoin right now on the daily, on the 4 hour, none of them. I screened it really quick before this, and it was like nothing to see. So, otherwise, I'll show you what I like to do. We'll get into that in a minute. But next, Injective. There's another one that I had just posted in the newsletter. So we were trading this down here. I've had this since the beginning. I'm holding it. Super bullish on the project. We traded this breakout, traded this ascending triangle. Both of these retests were posted. And then we came up here and I drew this line with these two potential paths, right? This went a lot deeper than we were looking for there, right? So hopefully, I wasn't trading this, I'm already in, but hopefully it didn't get stopped out on that. But eventually it did come up, break resistance, retest as support, and head up. So I think that this, now if I was trading this, this is the all-time high, right? Or maybe this is a little higher. Either way, I can't tell which one is higher right now. Actually, yeah, this is higher. So we're at resistance in that regard. So you want to look for something like this. If you can get it, if it breaks it, catch it there and head up. And this is price discovery again. Like you saw what happened when Bitcoin went into price discovery, right? Doubled quickly. As long as these things keep going up, you don't question it. Just keep trading them, in my opinion. Let's close these up so we can make some room. Right, link. I know everyone wants to see links, so here it is. If you were here, you saw me posting this bullish divergence here. One there, one there. That was inevitably the bottom. Breakout of descending resistance, pop up. And now to me, this is a key level and we're retesting it as support. I would expect that from here, we will see this. Not that dramatic, but yeah, I think that this would be, technically, this is a very good entry for Link. This whole area was resistance. It's now been tested as support. I would think that this will go up. Easy. Not much else. I guess we can pull some targets, right? A couple ways to pull targets. Take this whole move, fib it. Oh, look at that. That's the 23.6 retracement level of this entire move up. In confluence with that is acting as perfect support. That's good. So you'd expect that area to hold around the 23.6 and start heading up. You can use all these levels. Amazingly, if we were going to draw support and resistance, I would clearly draw a line through here, right? That lines up right with that fib. And we would probably draw a line right through here, a little higher. Fibs are amazing, man. Fibs are fucking amazing. Amazing. So that's how I would approach Link there. OMG, I posted this in the newsletter today, which is why I wanted to revisit it. This is, we had this huge pump last August, and since then it's been dropping, right? I mean, it retraced past the entire pump, and now it's breaking out. But what I really want to see, if I was going to trade this, even though this is a nice breakout, so maybe you get that and a retest and come up. But what I would want to see, because this is literally this entire pump retrace past there, so I would want to see this and to buy it. Every time I say to buy it, I feel like I said to bias the name, and buy it like on this retest in here, right? Something like that. That's your first target. Your second target's in this area, right? I mean, it's really easy. Right through here. You pull it back if you feel like making it have more touches, but I would just draw it right there and then ultimately at the top. But when you break out of a pattern like this, you should eventually revisit the top. Doesn't usually happen. Patterns don't always play out, as you know, but that's what you would be looking for. Just coming back to the comments for a second, see what you guys are yapping about over here. Why use wicks versus bodies for trend lines? I've never understood not using wicks, to be honest. In my opinion, a wick is part of the price action. I don't see why you would ignore it. That's really just my opinion. A lot of people do it differently, and I feel like the charts look much more clean with wicks. And in my experience of drawing them for so many years, I find that when you use a wick, you get less fake outs than you do with the bodies, because when you have a body and you're drawing off of bodies, you see all these wicks going through it, right? Well, if you're playing a breakout and you get all these wicks going through it, it's really hard to play that. So I think it's a much more certain way to approach the chart is to get a breakout with a wick. It's just my opinion. Don't be mad, bruh. It's a good question. On your price targets, how much do you sell on each target? It really depends on how the market is moving, how big my position is, and what my expectations are. So sushi is a great example. I've got sushi pulled up right now, actually. Let me look at it on the USD pair. I sold almost all of my sushi. Well, I was out about 70% by this line. Let me show you by this line, 894.4. So I was in down here, like under $2 ish, more here. And then I scaled out the first time about 5,773. I sold probably 30% of my position there, and I sold another 45 probably percent here. And so I still have 25% of the position, which is just a full-on moon bag for me. But sushi is in price discovery basically here. I don't count these wicks, right? I mean, this is when it dropped onto the exchange. That doesn't matter. And guys, I have been bullish on sushi since down here, and I've been saying to buy it every single way up, or that I've been buying it. Can't tell anyone else what to do around here. Right? And on the Bitcoin pair, you have another clear break, right? This was the entry that I had just posted in the newsletter. This retest. Right? So from there, it's 1761. It's basically, it's done over a 2x from there in 10 days. Ooh, that's a lot of money. It's real good. But I've been bullish on sushi for weeks, months. And yes, I'm out of most of my position. I think it's going to go way higher. I think it's going to go way higher. Way higher. Right? Anthony says his 6-year-old says hi. What's up? Yeah, I think it's going to go way higher, but I don't care. I sell when I plan to sell, and that's it. Keep a moon bag, right? And that's it. UTK was another one people kept asking me about. I've been working with UTrust to do a crypto payment integration into my newsletter, which is amazing. We're working on that. So I'm a huge fan of the project because I know the team. I interviewed Sonia Khan for the podcast. She's really great. I found this chart very difficult because of all these big wicks, but I still think this is the key level, and we're finally breaking above it because it broke, retested, and heading up. So I think this will be heading up to this area. I think it's probably clearer on the USDT chart. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, this is like we've had all these wicks through. I really want to see a close above this line, but really a close above this all-time high. This is to me, this is like if this can close up here, becomes a monster potential trade, right? You can't really buy it here, but you buy it here and then fully into price discovery, right? So that's what I would be watching for on that. Really bullish on this if it can close above. We do not want to see this close down here and see like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 daily wicks in a row above that line. No, we need to see it close at least above 0.25, in my opinion, this line. But this is, low, high. Anything above here will be another low. I don't think it's coming down that low, but I want to see this closing hopefully above this line, ideally, definitely above this line. If it closes below that line and we get another one of these shooting star type ugly, long wick, Zorro, fencing, sword, we don't want that. So I would personally wait on this, and see that it closes above. And if it closes above this line, you set, bids at those lines and hopefully it gets some movement up. Waves is another one that, I drew it here. Nothing's really changed. I don't know how that got so out of whack, but the idea was that it would drop into that box, head up. It's gone a little deeper, but I can tell you right now, just looking at this, and listen, I pulled these up because I want to revisit them, not because I have a passionate feeling that it's going to do what I think it is or whatever. It's got something like this going on, right? I would not normally draw it off that candle. You want to do it after the top, but it's got some sort of flagging consolidation situation going on. And beyond that, You could almost draw like some sort of, I mean, those highs aren't exactly the same, but you know, you got a flat top and sort of an ascending triangle, you know. So as long as you're making higher lows here, I would say that this should pop up. But I like it where it is. I like it in this area. That's a very key level that's being flipped. So that's good. YF-DAI, people ask me about this one all the time, and I posted it last week saying it looked like it wanted to go for all-time highs, and it did not yet. But we were under here, and I said a break of this line was the key. So that's why I want to revisit it. As DeFi projects go, I mean, as you guys know, I literally bought this at like $40 or $50 on a tip. Someone said, hey, man, check out this project. You should just buy a little. I was like, okay, cool. And we're at $3,583. I've traded it up and down throughout there, but really just incredible. But now we have a break of the line that I was watching finally. So you never bought it in here anyways. I said, listen, it looks like it wants to go, but you got to wait till it breaks this line. It never did. That actually would give you a better entry down here, right? Something like this, like you would have been watching for. So yeah, it got front run, but that's what you're looking for. But now you have the break. So if you can get like a, I mean, it's fine here in general, but like if you can get a retest of that line, and if you want to be super safe conservator guy, then, you know, you take it above that and a break above. But I mean, what attracted me to watching this coin in the first place, I got that tip, started to look into it. I mean, their team was one of the first I've ever seen that was completely doxxed. You look up every member of the team, you know, that we're talking about like last summer. You know, they made it impossible to have a rug pull. It's just really a lot going on with them. So I'm really bullish on the project in general. I intend to hold what I have, but technically on the chart, you've got the breakout now. This is the consolidation from the all-time high. You expect to see this come to here, consolidate under, and break above. So from here, let's go. I'm going to go back to the chat, and then we'll try to find some other charts. Cyrus said, how can I pay for the newsletter with crypto? Just send me a DM on Twitter. It's not set up yet, but we can do that manually. Jeff says he needs more lines, probably talking about on my face, since he said that I was old. So old. The guy I talked to, Jim O'Shaughnessy, today was like old enough to be my dad. So I'm not the oldest one here. I'll be happy to know. All right. So what I'm going to do here, I open Binance. Right. These are I've sorted it by 24-hour change on the Bitcoin pair. And I personally don't care about the ones that are mooning, because I don't want to buy something that's already mooning generally. So I like to come down to the middle. And then the ones that are at the bottom, like I don't want to buy the most wrecked either, because those are usually the ones that just mooned and are retracing. Right? So I try to go in the middle, the zeros, and look for something with decent volume. Like I can't trade something that has a 12 Bitcoin volume in a day, but I can trade something that has 400, although Sia Coin's a low sat. DLT 50, ANKR. Let's see what's going on with ANKR. 161 Bitcoin volume. I think that's, let me just make sure I'm even looking at the right. Yeah, 24-hour volume. What did I say, ANKR? Yeah. So that's what I do. I just go through these. I start pulling them up. We'll see. Oh, okay. Well, we pulled this up last time, and this to me is like, that was a buy right here at 33, 32, probably still at 36, but that's a clean breakout and retest. If you get it down to 29, oh my God, plow it. Because that would be another key support that's not been tested. But in my mind, this, you know, we got a key clean area through here, right? That is what makes me think that's a line. So I think we're targeting 56 from here, from 36. It's more than a 50% move. After that, here, you know, you'll have some difficulty here. You'd expect, right? 64. But yeah, I mean, if you're a breakout trader who trades diagonals, you have a clean, and this is daily, clean resistance break And what I like about it is that when it broke, it did so on volume. Retest, and now volume, this is, it's only 2 o'clock, 5 more hours, this will be higher than here. So we'll have increasing volume again on the way up. That looks real good. That looks real good. I can't trade on Binance, by the way, guys. So most of what I'm showing you, I can't or don't trade myself. Kind of how it is. They got rid of us Americans. Let's look at FTT. There are a lot of ways, other ways. Like I used to have, I don't use it anymore, but this thing that, showed you volume spikes. That used to be a really cool tool. I don't even know if price is up or down. Where am I even going? Whoa. Don't know what chart I'm looking at here. Here we go. I hate that. Never like a BART. Looks like market manipulation, man. Right. So FTX, I mean, you can't bet against Sam. That's an entry. Things are breaking out, it would appear, left and right. That's your entry. Right? I don't know why this chart has no volume. Oh, this is because it's on Huobi. Ooh, they sent me a hat. I don't even know how they got my my address, but a hat and a hoodie and like a slow drip coffee maker that said Huobi on it. Sent me presents. I don't even know why. So the same bag of douche that keeps commenting said that a tip on YF-DAI equals insider trading. No, if a friend says, hey, check out this chart, that's not insider trading last time I checked. Take a look at HBAR for sure. I don't know why not. Because we have to look at HBAR every week. See. Well, that's where we were talking about it last time, was on that break. Now it's got a heavy retrace, so pretty easy. Looks like it's going to test this as support, which has not been tested, and then you hope that it heads back up. Not that exciting, but, and if you want to like get real technical about it, drill into the 4 hour. Yes, there's a lot of lines here. It's kind of ugly. And for me, I would draw this, set an alarm on it for breaking. If it breaks that line, I buy it, and then I'll save it, and I will close the chart. See what else we can find here. It's amazing to see some of these coins that used to be so popular have like nothing going on. 45, I don't know. Let's look at DOC. That's a little low volume for my taste. Well, whatever. We'll find something interesting. Nah, just sideways. Super sideways. In my opinion, I would say this was the bottom here. This is your trading range. This is a deviation from that trading range. And you want to wait for it really to break here. You could trade this here at the EQ if you think it's going to head to the top. That's a move from like 71 to 91. But the real, like, this is like, I've showed that ZIL chart a million times. So you want to get it here and head up. Right? And you want to make sure that it closes above so you don't do this to yourself and buy it at 91 on the quote unquote breakout and end up with it closing at 64. Then you will have played yourself. And we don't want to play yourself like DJ Khaled. Played yourself. All right. Coming back to the comments for a minute. See what's happened. SXP confirmed breakout. Everything. Every time someone says that to me, I open the chart and there's no confirmation and no breakout. I'm going to go ahead and be the sucker and bite. Yeah, the confirmed breakout was here. Right? And we shared that. We talked about that last week. We had the bullish divergence, move up. But I don't see anything interesting here now except for a real struggle at this area. So, yeah. Played yourself. Let's see what else we got here. Zen, ZRX, got volume. I don't know. I haven't looked at that in a while. Loving this sideways Bitcoin action though, man. Let's look at BZRX as well. I pulled up the wrong thing. Let's do that again. Brett was asking me about BZRX recently. But first, we're going to look at ZRX. All right, so it did exactly what I drew here. I don't even remember doing it. Had the break, retest right there, bang into support, resistance, retrace, and now you want to see it consolidate here and head up. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Feeling myself a little bit on that one. It's good. Let's see what BZRX is doing. Well, this looks super head and shoulders-y, first of all, super locally. But, but actually that already played out. There's your drop from that little head and shoulders. And it dropped right into daily demand. So if you're trading BZRX, I would say you wait till that closes above, maybe even wait till it flips that 50 MA on the 4 hour and head up. Not that exciting. Coming back to the chat. I'm back. What do you think of VeChain, potential to moon, Luna? Won't be able to buy the dip on the breakout. Everyone is expecting it, and it's going to blast through with no turning back. Cool story, bro. VeChain vet. Sure, I'll take a look at that. Love me some VeChain, although I liked it better when it was Ven. Who else liked it better when it was Ven? Raise your hand. Yeah, nothing is happening on this coin. Stable coin. It's been sideways here. We're waiting for a break above. You had the bearish SFP, although now you're holding the top of the range, right? Holding the top half, so 74 you would enter. Kind of doesn't matter in hindsight, but you still want this. So here, look. Ta-da! Same thing, right? Move that over. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter when it happens. For me, there's no trade here until unless you're just targeting 99 at the top. This holding should reach 99, but you want to be above and break. In my never so humble opinion. Let's look for some more trades around here. Theta. I haven't looked at Theta in a while. Theta, Bo Beta, Banana. Meh. Let's not look at Theta. There's nothing to see there. God, I haven't looked at Neo since like Jesus was resurrected. ONT. God, talk about dusty coins I haven't looked at in forever. I'm just curious to see how stupid my chart looks. Can't even find the price. God, some of these coins, man, do something. Like the meme with the stick poke. As a hideous, horrid, terrible, disgusting chart. God. What happened to these coins? But you will notice it popped because massive bullish divergence, right? And if you think that bullish divergence is over too long a period, then you can just pay attention to this one. No, I'm not trying to use the wick. It's just grabbing it, but yeah, something like that, in there. But nothing interesting on that. You should just, you can just keep going through charts and you open one and you go, wow, that looks stupid. I don't want to buy that. Looks like hot trash. SRM is about to blow. We had a trade. I haven't looked at it, but I had a trade on that in the newsletter last week or the week before the break of this bull flag. And then the flip here. Went to there, back up. Yeah, this is just absolutely mooning. Absolutely mooning, but it's at resistance. Right? I wouldn't buy it running into that, personally. Don't think that's your ideal time. The best one I saw so far was probably ANKR, FTT. Those look good. I mean, this looks amazing, but you could have gotten it 60% ago. And look at that. Pierced through here, but held above support. Moved up. That's what you want to see. It's really good. All right. Coming back to the chat. Show these fools Doge, says Pin Nip. Man, listen, if you want me to do something, just ask. You know you want it for yourself. You're not asking me to show somebody else Doge. You're telling me to show you Doge. It's fine. Just admit it. Don't put it on these fools. Put it on yourself. Yeah, I mean, we're in Doge at 15. And I have been saying for months, if Doge comes down to 15, buy it. I'll never forget. In 2017, when I met Chris Inks, Texas West Capital, my mentor, he had a paid group that I joined. He was my mentor to get trade ideas. And he said, he wrote a Doge. It was on Trello. And he put a card on Trello and said, do you want to get rich? This is how you get rich. And it was a Doge setup. And it was here. Right? And he showed all these pumps. And he said, if it's between 15 and 20 sats, you buy it and you forget about it. And eventually it goes. And I did that twice. And this is the first time it's come all the way back down since. But I learned, buy Doge and wait when it comes down and you make a whole lot of money. This one bought me a car. So here we are again. But like, I don't really see a reason to trade Doge right now. I think it did it. It was its biggest pump ever. I don't think it's going to $1. I think that's dumb. If you think it's going to $1, you probably are, being manipulated by the mob. I think it hit resistance and has 2 wicks above, and I have no idea. Like this is, having like normal people hit me up about Doge. A friend of mine is a doctor. He hit me up this morning. He's like, "Do you trade the dog coin, bro?" I said, "Not anymore. Not since you called me." But yeah, I was out of this pump like here. I missed the entire top of it and still below that. So maybe, if you see a close above this line, above 113, and you want to take it from there up to like 188 again. But I mean, this is retraced over half its pump and all the volume was on this candle. There's not really any now. Well, actually that's the weekly. So yeah, I mean, that is a blow off top. Huge volume, huge wick, tons of selling. I'm personally not interested in Doge now, which, I mean, it literally pains me, like hurts my heart to say that ever. So now I showed y'all fools Doge. Can you look at Polkastarter? Yeah, it's like my favorite. But I can't remember where you can look at it. ChartX Pro, maybe? I don't know why I had to pull up BART, but when you're not, you can pull this up against wrapped ETH, but I've always looked at it on the dollar pair. So Polkastarter. I mean, I don't want to look at the hourly. I bought this in the pre-sale. It's been one of the best investments of my entire life. Straight up. Very fortunate to have been included in that. There was your flip, 95 cents. My God, oh, look at that entry. From here you want to flip the high, but it's fair to say. Also, I like it. Yeah, I'll go back to linear on this because too lazy. But this was your next entry. Was right here. This breakout. Yeah. And someone did, Jeff, the guy who was saying I looked old, he did make a good point. Often if you get a breakout and you wait for the retest, you don't get it. But you have to be okay with that, right? You either buy breakouts or you buy retests. If you're someone who buys retests, sometimes you're going to miss a lot of them and look for another one. If you're the person who buys a breakout, sometimes you're going to buy the breakout and it's going to be a fake out and you're going to lose money. So it happens both ways. You're going to miss some trades. This has decent volume coming up, starting to move. I mean, really, like I said, at this point, you probably want to do this. Catch it here. But I mean, these guys, like the amount of IDOs coming out on this platform, and every single one does well. What's incredible is, so if you guys were here last Monday, you'll remember that I had to I was late because I was dealing with talking to the CEO of this company, one of the projects PAID, which launched Polkastarter. Because somebody went on Twitter and said, "Hey, Melker, how much did you get paid to promote this scam?" Because like War Against Rugs had seen something against the contract, right? First of all, PAID has done a 3x since then. And like an hour after that, they came out with their audit that everything was secure. So it was like, I wasn't paid. Obviously, I was doing my friend a favor, just posting something. And the project has done a 3x and was not at all a scam. But now there were 700 people who like that person's tweet and think I'm a paid scammer. Fun, right? Fun. Voyager token, VGX. I love Voyager. It's BQX on Binance, though. Look at that moon. My God. Well, that's a big wick. These are big wicks. So, I might need to cool down a little bit. Love this coin, but, we're in price. Oh, here's a key area right here. It's kind of hard to chart this as BQX too, because there was price action before it was even VGX, but sure. So I don't know why this won't lock in here. Let me try again. There it goes. So yeah, that kind of has the Doge vibe, where you want to be above this line if you're trading it against Bitcoin and not below. Because, then you're forced to look at, if you get rejected here, I'm sorry about all these lines down here, I don't know. But, you're starting to look at this area for a retrace if it comes down. So if you want to see continuation, you want to be above that heading up. I'm just going through here. Yeah, this dude said my integrity is not in question. Garbage. Listen, I know myself. I don't really engage with trolling, as you guys know, on Twitter. If anything, I read my DMs and make fun of people who troll me right back. I think it's in good fun and playful, but sometimes it's damaging to your reputation, because it goes back, like when someone said that I was paid by Zeus Capital to flood Link, which, my chart wasn't even bearish and it was days before, but thousands of people saw that, and I still get comments every day and DMs being like, "Dude, I can't believe you got paid to post a negative chart against Link." Like, why would I ever take money to post a negative Link chart? It's the stupidest thing in the world. But it makes you appreciate how brutal it is to be and I'm not saying I am, I'm not at all, but a famous person. My wife and I talk about this all the time. I went to college with John Legend. And we were in rival a cappella groups, actually. So, I kept up with him after college. I met Chrissy Teigen right when they had started dating. I met them. She's the nicest human being in the entire world. And 30% of America thinks that she was trafficking children with the company Wayfair, because somebody went back in her tweets and said every time she talked about liking pizza, that it was code for selling a child by ordering furniture. Right. So, scary. Oh, look, there's someone here who went, "Hey, Alex, what's up? Pen 6. That was my a cappella group." See, you know that I'm not lying. So people said, "What's up, Woody? What's good, man? This guy was in my a cappella group." See that? See that? Telling you the truth. Not a liar. Yeah. So people keep asking for Luna. I don't know if I have a Luna chart, but I can look. Is it on TradingView? I can try. But yeah, I would never want to be really famous, because you deal with this stuff every single day. And it's horrible. I don't really care about trolling, but when people say something that's blatantly negative and it actually has people threatening you and hurting you, it's not cool. It's not that cool. So next time you decide to be a dick to someone online, you should consider that. Because, wow, this chart, guys, this looks like EGLD, honestly. right? That looks really good. Luna looks really good. I mean, this is an all-time high discovery if it holds above here, especially, but like right to me, really above this line. If you can get it, you might miss it here, but like, I mean, you know, if this cracks, and especially, you know, the all-time high was made here before this down, if it closes above those, you are in price discovery with a massive rounding bottom and a lot of volume. So I'm gonna save that chart. Looks really good. Somebody asked me, Jonas, I'm loving the content. Do you know any good resources for learning trading that doesn't cost a lot of money like Texas West Capital does? I think Crypto Cred has really, really good free videos online. I mean, there's so much content on YouTube to piece it together. I mean, I love the Texas West Capital course. I was there kind of when he put it together because it's in order and it makes a lot of sense. But I think you can piece together a very good trading education online. At the end of the day, like trading, all that really matters is that you can control your emotions and manage your risk. Drawing the lines is the easiest part. And it's super easy to figure out how to draw lines. So as for Solana, I've been hearing people mention this all the time. So let me see if I can pull that up. Luna, that's a Chad candle, man. Alts look banging right now. Well, this hit the first target we were talking about. Was I pulled the fibs to say the 23.6. So now you would expect a little pullback maybe and a move to the 38.2 here. But, you know, higher lows and higher highs all the way up, just climbing. The thing that I'm also noticing, though, with alts, you got to just be careful. Not saying there's any reason not to trade or whatever at all. I think they look great, but that doesn't even really do it. But they're all making these sort of like, maybe it's a channel. I don't know. Let me see. You know, you're kind of starting to get these like ascending wedge type patterns, which in a bull run this is an ascending broadening wedge is maybe the weakest pattern ever. Things don't matter, but like you start to get these kind of things, you know, I'm not drawing it, but that's not accurate on these. And then you look for kind of a breakdown and retrace and a move up. And we're getting a lot of those where these are starting to kind of gain steam, but in bull runs, those things get smashed all the time. Maybe I drew that on the weekly. I don't even know where that channel came from. It's just kind of a support and resistance, but nice support there. I think you'll struggle in this area. But I mean, that's a super clean break, right? And it already broke and came back down to retest. So I would say Solana looks really pretty good there. Everything looks kind of good. Everything looks kind of good. People keep asking me to check on ramp. Can you even chart ramp on here? Where do you chart ramp? I don't think I have a ramp chart. Oh, ramp, wrapped ETH. Who knew? Oh, I've actually, here was this, last time I charted it, I said your entry would be a break of that and a retest here. That was 3x ago. Cool. Hope somebody made money because it weren't me. I don't know. You know, there's kind of slight toppy vibes, not much volume. Again, this is against WETH. It lost the 50 here. Let's look at it on the daily. Maybe it'll give us a clearer. I would almost bet that has bearish divergence. It does. I can feel it. It's like, feel the hate flowing through you. I don't love that. And there's no hidden bullish divergence to replace it or anything. Let's make those red so you know that they're bear divs. Everybody gets confused. Bear divs are red. Oh no, I don't love that. I don't love it. Right. You know, it's here you go. That's what I'm talking about. Your expectation is that this dribbles down, right? And so I'm not saying it'll happen. You'll come back. I'll forget that this even exists, and someone will come back next week and be like, "You're such an idiot. Ramp, bro. Went up 9,000%. Future of finance." And I will tell them to GFY. But this is not a particularly bullish chart. It's got a bear div and an ascending wedge. Future of finance, ramp. Ramping. Guys, I'm missing most of your comments, by the way. I'm not ignoring you, and I generally don't just like post things that you spam in here, but I'm feeling it. I'm in a good mood. A couple people seem to have asked for balancer. I got a lot of lines, but I got no price action. Oh, so last time I was charting it, it was clearly up here in October. That's not good. It's not good, man. Look at that. Haven't looked at this since clearly here. Just delete all this. Start fresh. I kind of like this, actually, probably. Yeah, but clearly the downtrend broke, right? Tested there. So how do you draw lines? You start on the right. Your bias is always towards more recent price action. So I like, you look for this little swing low, and I guarantee then you pull it back, boom. Right? You know, it happens every time. Perfect. Right. Lows. Here, maybe. I don't know. Here. Here. There. Something like this. Yeah. Yeah, that's the spot right there, girl. Yeah, then I would say right here. Right? There. Those are your lines that matter. Scott Melker, lines that matter. There-ish. Right? I mean, these coins are all breaking out, man, or have broken out. Like, what we want to find is go back and find all the ones that are here, not the ones that are already here, right? The ones that are still just getting through resistance and stuff. This is why you're probably seeing your portfolios go up. All coins look bananas right now. This is, I don't know what people like to call alt season, but this is pretty alt season-y when everything breaks its downtrend at the same time and starts heading up. Pretty good. Pretty good. Ooh. Is XVG doing stuff? Pornhub business booming? Pornhub picks DOGE now, apparently they announced. XVG, what do you say? Highest what? Highest monthly close since July 2018 on USB. I don't know what a USB pairing is. I don't trade that. But yeah, I mean, we had the break here. This looks pretty good. Look at that volume. That's because of DOGE. I'm going to be honest with you. This has nothing to do with XVG. It's that people go, when DOGE moves, XVG goes next. Ooh, when DOGE moves, you got to check SIA coin. It's got to go. When XRP pumps, you know XLM's about to go. Those are things we say in crypto. And we have to do it in that voice. Yeah, I wouldn't touch this below 51 sats. That's pretty strong rejection. I want to see it above that and going up, but it looks fine. It's fine. Not something to get so excited about. XVG is the future of pornographic payments. So I'm reading your stuff. Thoughts on Litecoin? I don't think about it. Oh, now I got to turn this comment off, and I don't know how. Oh, I did it. I did it. How long do you expect alt season to continue? Some people wouldn't even say it's alt season. I don't know. As long as Bitcoin's kind of sideways, they should be good. If you're trading USD pairs, Bitcoin goes up, it's kind of good. But I would say as long as Bitcoin is chopping around sideways, it looks like there's a good time here for trading them. But I don't know. Could end like before the stream is over. Uni. I'll look at Uni. because many people sold their airdrop and Uni did this. I haven't looked at this chart actually, and I actually have Uni, but not that much of it. And that's a bear div on the daily. All right, from here to here. So you want to see this continue up past here, which is going to be a struggle. I would say that this looks like it's dying for a retrace, but what do I know? Wouldn't sell it. But yeah, looks kind of toppy. I wonder what the USDT pair of that looks like. Was it worth $300? $3 when they sent it? Airdrop was $3. 400 of them was $1,200. It's $20. That's better than stimulus, y'all. I mean, yeah, look at that. Pretty sweet. That's dumb. That is dumb. Yeah, I mean, Uni, Sushi, they're all kind of the same and they're all booming, right? I don't see any reason. I can't say like, hey, you should buy this right here. It's coming into the highs. But I can certainly say I wouldn't necessarily sell it. Looks pretty good. Balancer, I just happened to click on that again. It would be fun to see it do this. Inverse head and shoulders. I'm not saying it's going to do that, guys. It's not. Probably not. But that would be an epic bottom pattern if it did something like this. We can look for those. Like if we start to see these breakouts start to retrace, look for that pattern. That would be epic. I think this is not going to do that, just for the record. But fun for a boy to dream. Why are all DEXs booming more than other DeFi stuff? Also, Cake is going out. Honestly, I don't know. Would you necessarily sell GRT? I've never even looked at a GRT chart. Scotty Scott. I only pulled this comment up. I don't even know what it says because he called me Scotty Scott. And that seems cool. No background in finance yet. You're super accurate in charting. How can we learn that too? I'm not that accurate in charting. Honestly. You just draw some lines and then you step back and have some patience. You can learn the basics. I mean, like I said, maybe go check out some YouTube videos. I would say start with drawing support and resistance, just clear horizontal lines and a few patterns and diagonals, and that's all you need. And then you need decent risk management. You need to know where you're putting your stop loss, how to then calculate from your portfolio size using your stop loss to tell you the correct position size where you will lose the amount you want, say 1 to 2% of your portfolio risk on a trade. And then the hard part is actually doing it and not changing your plan in the middle. That's really the only part. Someone keeps asking me about Link. I already looked at Link. CA seems to work, but as a mathematician, I'm really confused about why. Because you're thinking way too logically. TA works because a bunch of people draw lines and then everybody puts their orders around those lines and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's not because of math, unfortunately. I wish it was. I wish you could say that it was a science and not an art, but if it was a science, everybody would play the same exact trades and they would all get super rich. Someone asked me for AAVE. I kind of want to check that chart myself. So, dang. I mean, that's some price discovery. And you can see what we drew before. There's the breakout from the symmetrical triangle. You could basically, the target is like, there's a few ways to do the targets just for fun. If you take a line that's kind of the same pitch as that, so your target's kind of somewhere up here, parallel to that. So as if it was a parallel channel. Another way is to calculate the depth and put it here. So it probably takes you to about the same place. Now I have a golden cross, 50 to 200 MA after a bear death cross, but that's because of all of this. It's not predicting future price action, in my opinion. So let's see. I don't know. That looks a little toppy. I bet there's a bear div. Bet my house on it now that I've seen it. And there is. Because it just looks kind of toppy. Might not be toppy, but it looks kind of toppy. Like to me, that looked like a top here because it's on volume, decreasing volume as it goes up. Don't know. Don't love it. We know that, like you see here, oversold goes to overbought. Eventually, this is going to come back down to oversold. So maybe you try to catch, a retrace. I'm not saying it'll happen. This could just fly. It's above the all-time high. It's in price discovery. It could just fly. But to me, it looks like this area is dying to be retested. All that. It left and never came back. So, and you also have a potential kind of weird. Listen, guys, I have no idea what's going to happen on these. I could be totally wrong. But this also has kind of head and shoulders vibes. I'm just looking at the chart. It is what it is. Like I said, chart doesn't tell you what's going to happen. It just kind of shows you mentality. But you got decreasing volume all the way up here. So you'd have an inverse head and shoulders basically if you broke through that. You don't even, it's not an inverse head and shoulders, it's an actual head and shoulders. And it's kind of an ugly one, honestly. So yeah, that's my view on that. What was your biggest risk take? Pardon my French. I'm not really sure what that means. XTZ? Weird. There's a lot of alts that look good, but not many that look like super tradable. Well, this is interesting here. This is kind of hasn't gone yet. If you're a teaser, so you call people who like a teaser, I guess. People who like Tezos, a taser. If you're a taser, look, bullish divergence, bottom. Every damn time. Breakout, retest, now consolidating around here. This, theoretically, there's people who would say this is a buy literally right here at this price. Maybe above 853, but after that move up, here's your little daily demand area. Right there. So yeah, so we can get rid of this. Retest. And that should be heading up. I would expect to find resistance first here. That's still a pretty big move. 40-something%, something like that. 50, almost 50% in there. And then head up to these other levels. But again, like just to show you the kind of potential that these alts have from here, if they behave from a technical perspective, just to get basic Fibonacci retracements is huge. Hasn't even retraced to the 23. Even if it just does a 50% retrace, which would be like reactionary, you're getting up to, almost 3x. Pretty good. All right, so I'm going to just come back, answer a couple more questions. Adam is breaking out right now. I'll look at that because that was another one that I had as a setup in the newsletter recently. Yeah, so nothing has changed for me on Adam. I love this. This is another one. You caught it kind of near the breakout. It has the potential, but I want to see it above here. So I drew it over here. Same thing. Like, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times it's been rejected in this zone. I don't really want to buy coming into that until I see that it's dead. So I want to see price move this above and retesting this zone and moving up. But yeah, this looks like, this wick is weird. So I don't know. You have more of a descending, broadening wedge if you drew this from here. But yes, you have kind of a bullish consolidation after a move up, popping off of support. I think that Adam is going to boom. I like that. I do like that. Yeah, someone's asking me to chart FET. He's asked me like, FET, go FET yourself. Yeah, I did do an interview with the CEO, Humayun Sheikh. He's a cool dude, man. That dude convinced me I was living in the Matrix. Kind of freaked me out. But I don't see anything here on the chart. Sorry. Looks fine. Nothing doing on that chart. It's a boring chart. Adam, I like. Really like that. Balancer, I don't know. Bitcoin, stay at 34,000 forever, dude. Just do it. Do it. Yo, okay, this is how you get a chart done. The husband of Emmy, he knows how to refer to me. So they had that range and it got super rejected there. I wouldn't want to trade it until it's back in there personally. It does look like it could be bottoming, but you know, look at that. The 50 MA got to get above that on the daily here. You know, really at this point, you want to just be above that ish. Don't even mind the bottom of it. Just mind the top. I would draw that line. If you break above, especially if you can get back up in here, should head up. But that's a really disappointing chart, actually, considering how good DeFi coins and things are doing. Yeah. Guys, it's 3:06, which means time for me to exit the building. Thank you once again. I highly suggest that you join my amazing newsletter listed below. I know I talked about Texas West Capital before. People were asking me about the course. I can't recommend it enough. Should also be in the description. Might not be. I don't remember. I will be back maybe tomorrow, but for sure on Wednesday with chart requests for subscribers. So check that out at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Otherwise, look, I'm going to play the video to end it. It's going to be awesome. Peace, guys.
Let's go.